Assuming you will be away from school only the 1 week, 2 classes, a great thing to do at home would be to finish off Pong. But there are 3 or 4 things that you're going to need to know how to do, so I'll do 3 or 4 videos to show you, and you can just follow along. So, right, first thing you'll need to be able to do is know when the ball has hit the paddle, so you can change direction. So let's do that. Do a new file. You don't have to do this, you just have to reference this and apply things as you need to back in your own Pong. We'll need a couple of objects that'll turn into symbols. So rather than, by the way, do this the good way with a couple of frames and the stop and the setting up of things first and the playing, blah, 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 I'm just going to do it on 1 frame. Okay, so these next few steps that I'm going to do are valid, but they're not the best way to do it. So first things first, make that into a symbol. And this into a symbol. And the other thing that I've got to do the alternative way is I've got to name the instances here, not in the code. Again, not the best way to do it, but it works. So this is my, how about that? I'm going to copy that just to save a bit of time. All right. So, right, I want to move one on top of or to touch the other, so it doesn't matter which I put it on. I'll put it on the circle, touch and drag. Everything's good. And the other thing I'll need is to run this and check every frame to see if the one hits the other. So I'll need an enter frame event on the one and only frame. What do we got here? A whole bunch of stuff. So here's the main thing that is new for you. How you check a hit between 2 different symbols. You go if, might as well paste it, my rectangle instance, dot, here it is, hit test object. Hit test object is a function. It is a method of the symbol class. This is an instance of the symbol class, and it has the ability to check a hit between itself and a parameter that we're going to send it, which would be another symbol. So there it is. There's the parameter. There's finishing off the if. There's inside the if block. So this will evaluate to true or false. Either it is true that the my rectangle instance is hitting the my circle instance, or it is false. And if it is, I will trace my output since I have the ability to trace. I will trace the all right, and the other thing I'll do, just so you can see it because you don't have the ability to use trace with your version of animate, so just so we can see something, let's change the scale of the one that we are hitting. So let's say that my rectangle instance dot scale x, you can put this one in the back of your head as well. Remember this, you can scale something quite easily. It's not a method, this time it's an attribute. I'm going to go times equals 0.95. Okay, so that's going to change its scale by a little bit. I better do it, well, I don't need to, but I'm in the middle of it, so let's do it. Let's scale both axes by just a little bit, so we'll be able to see 24 frames per second that sure enough the rectangle should be getting smaller as long as it is still hitting the circle. So let's go ahead and save this actually. We'll call this at home lesson 1. I might change that later, but that'll do for now. Command Enter. Okay, what am I moving? Is it the circle I'm moving? I believe so. Again, this is something that I have that you don't have, but you can test it on your phones. So as soon as that hits, we should see it get smaller, and we should see a trace down there. Here we go. Please. Yes, okay. Right, so it was the rectangle get smaller. It's kind of nifty, actually. So it works. One other thing that I should mention before I don't tell me that quit. Don't tell me that quit. Okay, I just recovered it. Because I'm going to finish. The only thing that I wanted to show you is that this is the bounding box to check the hit, right? Right there counts as much as this counts, right? So if I released that right there, that would be a hit. Okay, there's a way of checking just the pixels, but I'll show you that later on. Anyway, that's other than the fact that it quit on me. Good.